Hey everyone, today we're going to have a go at the Hugs and Kisses bracelet, or the XOXO bracelet. It has these crosses here in the center and these borders here in blue, in this case, are the O's. To tie this one today, I'm using 3 pieces of paracord, 2 of one colour and then 1 of a different colour, and they're each 120 centimeters long, and I'm going to start off just by using these 2 that are the same colour, so I'll put that red one aside, and to start it off I want to feed out a length that's about equal to the length of the bracelet you want, and then I'm going to feed out another 15 centimeters or so to tie a button knot. And then I just want to put that length towards me. So the longer lengths are at the top, and I just want to separate them out. Just pinch it off of that spot you had. It doesn't have to be exact, but just pretty near. And then I'm going to tie a Cobra stitch by taking that right hand strand over the core strands, the left hand strand over that, and then I'm going to take the left hand strand behind and then through that right hand loop, and then I'm going to pull it all the way through. Just tighten that gently, you don't have to tighten that all the way up. Just gently for the time being, and we're going to grab that other strand that we had, and we're just going to come in up from underneath through those 2 loops, and just pinch both ends and pull it all the way through, and you'll arrive at the center here of that red strand, and then we can just tighten up the blue strands. Just throw those red ones out of the way for the time being. Then I want to do another Cobra stitch here, so I'll go left over the core, right over that strand behind the core, and then through that left hand loop. I'm just going to pull that all the way through and tighten that up. Now I want to do another stitch here. I'll go right hand strand over, left hand strand over, behind and through. I'm going to pull that all the way through, and I'm not going to tighten this yet. I'm going to take this red right hand strand and dive it down through that left loop, pull it through, and then the same with this left. The left I'm going to put through the right loop. That's going to make our first cross, and then I can tighten that stitch up and just pull the slack through on the cross here. Now that we have that set, what I want to do is just pull a little bit of slack through to make a loop out of the top. So pull a bit of slack through this cross and then make a loop up the top there, around about 1 centimeter, and that's going to be our loop for the loop and button closure. Now I want to take these red strands behind and over the blue, just vertically upwards. Then again I'm going to go and do a cobra stitch, left over the core to make a loop, then right hand strand over that, behind the core, and then through the left hand loop. Pull that through and tighten it up. I'm going to do another cobra stitch with the right hand strand going across the core this time, left hand over, behind and through that right hand loop. Pull it through, but don't tighten this one up yet. And again, I want to cross this right hand strand down through the left loop, and the left hand strand cross down through the left loop. The right loop. And then tighten that stitch up, and then take the slack out of that cross. And then again I want to take these red strands behind and just up vertically, and then do another cobra stitch starting with the left. Left hand over the core, then right hand strand over that, behind the core, and then through that left hand loop. Pull that through and then tighten that knot up. Then do another cobra stitch, this time starting with the right hand strand, make a loop, left hand strand over that, behind the core, through the right hand loop, and pull that all the way through. But before pulling it tight, again we want to cross these red strands through, right through the left loop, and then left through the right loop. Finally tighten that stitch up and then pull the slack out of the cross. And then again we want to take these red strands up vertically, and then we want to go over the core again with the left strand, right hand strand over, behind the core, through the left loop, tighten that one up, right hand over, left hand over, behind and through, cross the red strands, and then tighten that cobra stitch up and take the slack out of that cross. And then we just want to repeat that process until we get the bracelet to the correct length. Once we get this to the required length, I'm just going to lock this very end part in here with one more cobra stitch. So I'm going to go left over, then right over, behind the core, through the left loop and just lock that into place. And then I'm just going to flip this over, and to lock these red strands in I'm just going to tie a thumb knot, which is exactly the same as the knot you use to tie your shoes. Just pull that nice and tight, and then you can snip and singe all of these stray ends and leave these two down the bottom to tie your button. Once we've tidied up these ends, we just need to tie the button, and the easiest way to do that is to tie an overhand knot. Just form a loop and then tuck your ends through that loop, and then pull it tight, and that will be your button. Or if you want to tie the more ornamental diamond knot, I'll leave a link around here somewhere for a tutorial on how to tie that one. And there you have the finished bracelet.